It's a bit dark, is it? Is this right? That was quick. Normally just 3, 2, 1. Sorry. Hello. A bit late. So was it nearly 8 o'clock? Sorry, I'm late. Been operating. Trying to get the lighting right. I did consider getting a message out intra-operatively, but there's been a bit of controversy about plastic surgeons doing live broadcasts while operating, so I thought it would be probably best not to do that. So sorry that I'm late. Don't want any controversy. So I didn't get a message out intraoperatively, so here I am, just finished. Right, so the questions to... is it me or is it going dark? It's just me that's going dark. Questions tonight, we got a couple of questions which are basically one about reverse abdominoplasty, and the other one, what was the other one? Oh yeah, it's something strange about when can I latest I can change my mind about implants or something. So reverse abdominoplasty and a full abdominoplasty. The bottom line is that reverse abdominoplasty is rare. A normal abdominoplasty, oh God, someone's going to come through this door, involves removing the skin from the belly button down. So it takes all the lower abdominal skin away, and that is a common operation because normally the excess is around the lower abdomen, and so that is when the skin gets stretched. There's usually more excess in the lower abdomen than in the upper abdomen, and so a tummy tuck is that's a standard abdominoplasty. That's a very common operation, and a reverse abdominoplasty is when you take a similar piece of skin, actually not a similar piece of skin, less skin, but anyway, skin from the upper abdomen, and the incision is along your rib cages underneath your breasts. If you have a breast reduction, you have a similar scar in that area, but it goes across the midline, and it pulls the skin from tightens the skin above the belly button. And really an reverse abdominoplasty is usually for people who've lost a significant amount of weight, and usually for people who've already had an abdominoplasty, because most of the excess skin, as I say, is in the lower abdomen, and an abdominoplasty, because it removes all the skin from the belly button down to the pubic area, it then stretches the skin from the belly button up to then become the whole of the skin of the abdomen. So it does tighten the skin above the belly button, but it doesn't have a direct effect, and it's usually for people who've got folds underneath their breasts, excess rolls of skin underneath their breasts, and this is people who've lost a significant amount of weight. But it's, as I say, it's usually done after a full abdominoplasty, because the lower abdominal excess is pretty much always more significant than the upper abdominal excess. And if in these people who've lost a lot of weight, you say, look, I'm not going to be able to directly address these rolls just above your just below your breast, so I'm going to do a full abdominoplasty first to get rid of all the lower abdominal excess, and then later on I can do a reverse. The reason this has come up because someone's asking about reverse abdominoplasty, but I don't think she's had a normal abdominoplasty, so I think my advice would be to have a standard abdominoplasty first, and to be honest, I think that will tighten the skin sufficiently to not require a reverse abdominoplasty. So as I say, it's pretty rare to need that. Exhibit A, that is. Now Exhibit B is when's the last time I can change my breast implants or something order. Now I think I had something to say about this. So when I saw the question, I remember thinking I'm going to tell you something about it. I was going to expand the question up. That's right. What was I going to say? Anyway, the answer to that question, it'll come to me in a minute, what I was going to say extra, is I'd never want anyone to feel that there's any pressure to have a certain implant. So I always say, look, have a talk about it, and we can discuss implants and things like that as much as you want, and we can discuss it. You know, there's no obligation to go ahead, and certainly if you're not sure on the day of surgery, that's fine, but I wouldn't recommend changing the implant order on the day of surgery? Well, number one, we've got to order the implants. I'm not sure where this, I haven't thought this through, I'm not sure where this question is going. So we have to order the implants, number one. So they take a variable amount of time, depending on whether they've got them in stock or they have to get them from the factory. So they might you can get them sort of overnight, but often you have to pay extra. Well, someone has to pay for that, whether it's the hospital or whatever. But I think it's better to give it a few days to get them in, number one. But so you need at least a few days to get the implants in, but I don't think it's a good idea to, I wish this wasn't live, I'd have done this question again. I don't think it's a good idea to change your implant too soon before the operation, because it's such a big decision that I always feel a bit uneasy when someone tries to change the implant order quite soon before the op, because I think if you're not sure, it's best to postpone the op. And I think that's the take-home message for this question. It's absolutely fine to postpone the surgery if you're not sure, because that's absolutely fine, and we can just have a think about it. We'll do the surgery some other time. That's right, because I thought this question was going to be something different, because someone asked me. That's right. I know they asked me to bring another set of implants. They asked me to bring 2 sets of implants to the op, and I've heard people say that surgeons have said to them, I'll tell you what, I'll order 2 sets of implants and I'll put the one that suits you best in on the day. I don't do that sort of thing anymore. I pretty much always order 1 set of implants for most patients. That's right, this is what I was going to talk about. I pretty much always order 1 set of implants for most patients, because there's nothing I'm going to know on the day on the table that's going to tell me anything different. So I know the dimensions of the breast, I know the dimensions of the implants, and so there's no reason nothing that's going to happen in theatre. It's not like I'm going to put an implant in and think, oh my goodness me, that's totally not what I was expecting. It's, you can get an idea what it's going to be like because you know the dimensions. So I don't say to patients, I'm going to order 2 sets and make a decision on table. I always make it personally, I always make a decision pre-op, but I know some surgeons do that, but I don't. I always make a decision pre-op. The only exception, because you might say, oh, you saw this thing on Instagram and did a thing on Instagram, well, I had loads of implants for one patient. The only exception is in asymmetry. So in cases of asymmetry, I will order several implants. I'll plan to put 1 implant in one side. I'll know which one I'm putting in on one side, and then I will use a sizer in the other side, and then I'll need to order a variety of implants to get the one that's the best fit, best match. With asymmetries, you have to change profiles and things in order to maintain width. So you need a selection, or I will often order a selection of implants in case of asymmetry, but for a bilateral breast augmentation within the same size, I would always just order 1 set of implants and go with that. So yeah, the bottom line is you can change your mind at any time, no problem at all. But I might say to you, it's better to postpone the surgery if you change your mind within a few days of the surgery. I think that's probably the answer to that question in a nutshell. I could have said that 10 minutes ago. There you go. Hey ho. So again, sorry about the late showing, the late viewing, and I'm going to check myself out because I don't know what's going on around here. There's all sorts going on around here, so I'm going to check out. Unless anyone's got any questions, I don't know if there's any questions here. I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't. I don't think that so. But if there is, and as usual, if I get them later, I will answer them. No problem at all. Or roll them over to next week. So I will see you all next week. Oh, actually, it's half term. Not sure what I'm doing next week. I haven't planned anything. Lastminute.com will be... Lastminute.com is not what you think it is it? I mean, I need lastminute.com because I need to put in, I'm off next week. What have you got? But you have to put in a destination, which is not the point, not what I would call lastminute.com. So there's an opportunity there for any internet web designers for a website that just is for truly last-minute holidays. Because, I don't know what I'm doing next week. But I'm going to say I probably won't do it next week because I'll probably be in some Caribbean island somewhere. But I probably won't do it next week. So week after next, I'll be up there definitely. So roll over your questions, and thank you for staying with me and staying up late. And I hope it's not past your bedtime. and I'm going to check out and go and do what I've got to do. Thank you for listening. Bye.